Hello everybody, I'm back. I'm back once again with another video in my Pentiment Let's Play series. It's been a while since I last played this, quite a while in fact, so I don't remember what happened. I know that I have to get started on the mural. I'm not sure if I've already done that or not. Do I have to go to church? It's telling me that that's where my objective is. What do I have to do? Oh, I should talk. Okay. Father Thomas. Talk to him first. About the saints. God bless you, Magdalene. And God bless you, Father Thomas. Do you have a moment? Of course. What can I help you with? I wanted to ask you about Tassing saints. I'd like to represent them in the Rathaus. I'm thrilled to hear it. The saints will make a wonderful centerpiece for the murals. Not as a centerpiece, simply as part of Tassing's history. Of course, I consider our saints to be central to Tassing's history. Kearsaw's too. But you know there is one saint you're overlooking. Why, the Blessed Virgin, of course. Mary! Many people forget that Mary is the greatest saint. And she visited one of the peasants here in Tassing centuries ago. What? Why would she be here? That's so wild. What, really? It's true! Centuries ago, a farmer in the fields behind us had 3 visions of Mary. In the first, she told him that she wanted him to tell the Archbishop of Freising that she had appeared. The peasant traveled to Freising, but the bishop would not see or hear him. It's not a short trip. It certainly is not, but the peasant had received a holy vision. What else could one do in the face of divine revelation? Well, when you put it that way. The peasant returned to Tassing and had another vision in the field. The virgin showed him a pattern, a labyrinth. Hey. She told him to draw it on a sheet of birch bark and bring the drawing to the Bishop of Freising. Why didn't she just give him the labyrinth the first time? The bishop attempted to turn the peasant away, but he could see the drawing of the labyrinth in his hands. It was the same image that the bishop had seen in a dream 3 nights earlier. He met with the peasant, who told him of the 2 apparitions he had seen here in Tassing. The bishop was moved by the peasant's story, and he came here to Tassing. The bishop came here? He did. It's the only time the bishop has ever come to Tassing. And when the bishop came, Mary appeared to both of them. She told the farmer that the town needed to build this church. She told the bishop to support the town. I had no idea that that's where all of this came from. It's not a story I tell much anymore. I suppose the people here think of Moritz and Satia and their connection to this place. Mary is such a core part of their prayers that they often forget about our particular Mary. But in any case, Our Lady's demands were clear, so the bishop helped fund the creation of this church, and the people of Tassing have been using it ever since. You're not from Tassing. How did you hear the story? True, I am not. The people told me when I came, and the former priest told them when they were children, and so on. The priest and the flock have shared the responsibility of passing on the story over the centuries. Thank you for the story, Father Thomas. Have I convinced you to include the saints prominently in the mural? I'm still considering it. Well, if deliberation fails you, perhaps you will find that prayer gives you greater clarity. God bless you in your work, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. So that is interesting. Let us see. Elsa up at the mill. Hey, Paul. Oh, it's Andreas. Hello. Good day, Master Muller. What are you up to today? Drawing. Anything interesting? No. Secrets? Oh, I see. I'll leave you to it then. Good morning, Mandolin. How's the mural coming along? I'm making good progress. I've started working on the history of the saints today. Good, good. Tassing is a pilgrimage town after all. I trust you'll take the council's opinions on the matter into account. Of course, Paul. The mural is for the entire town, not just me and my father. That's reassuring to hear, Magdalene. Your father is a stubborn man when he wants to be. Age has made him strong-minded. Perhaps you are better suited to this project than he is. All I ask is that you keep the Lord in mind. The mural is for Tassing, but we have others to appease as well. I'll consider the Lord, don't worry. Thank you, Magdalene. Anyway, I'm glad that the mural is coming along well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing Council's next meeting that I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Is the Council working on something new? We're considering yearly maintenance checks on every house in Tassing. The idea has had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. Ooh. Ow, I want to be prickly. Yeah. Don't let them stop you. I understand the hesitation. Folk like to look after their own homes, their own land. But this would help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes regret. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. I'd better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Till later, Paul. So Elsa. Let's talk to Elsa. Magdalene, dear, what brings you up the hill? I wanted to ask some questions about your family. The Mullers? I only know a little about Lenhart's people, I'm afraid. And much of that I've heard from others. Lenhart didn't care to talk about the past. I meant your family, the one you were born to. Your family name was Caviezel, wasn't it? Oh. Not a soul in town has asked me about my family in years. I was beginning to think my neighbors had forgotten us. Can I ask, how did you come to know my family name? Dad mentioned it. He said you were the last of your family. I'm not surprised your father remembers the Caviezel's. He was sweet on my sister before he met your mother. I'm the last of us left now. Caviezel doesn't sound like a local name. Why wouldn't it be? I'm Bavarian. It is my name, so it is a Bavarian name. No one else in town has a name like that. And shouldn't you be Caviezelin? I've always been called Caviezel, as were my sisters and mother and her mother before her. My grandfather told me the Caviezels have lived in this area for hundreds of years, perhaps even 1,000, though it seems impossible to imagine a time so long ago. Caviezels were pagans? Yes, the original Bavarian people. Here even before the Romans. My grandfather said his grandfather told him the Caviezels resettled the town after the Romans left. built their new home right on the spot where they had been living when the Romans arrived. That's a remarkable story. It reminds me of Parzival's quest for the Grail. He is driven from the court of King Arthur and wanders the countryside, honorless. He meets a holy man who brings him to God, and through the regaining of his honor, Parzival completes his journey to the Grail. What a lovely idea. When I think of the ancient Caviezel's driven from their land only to find it again and become Christians, they feel nearer to me. Do you understand? I think so. It's like when my dad tells me stories about courting my mom. I don't remember her face, but when he tells me about her smile, I can almost recall it. Yes. It doesn't matter whether you really remember. When I sing my sister's favorite songs to Ulrich, I may not know all the words anymore, but that's alright. Just as I may not know exactly how the Caviezel's resettled Tassing. What matters is that I feel close to her, and them, even though they are so far from me now. That's what stories are for, Magda. Now go on. You've got a mural to complete. Thank you, Elsa. You've given me much to consider. God bless you, Magdalene, dear. So I don't... I wonder what's gonna happen. What could be left? There's not... there is, like, big mystery, I guess, still happening, but... all the same. She talked to Sister Gertrude since she was a Benedictine monk, or nun at Kearsarge before the poor Clares arrived. She'll be able to tell me all about the convent's history for the mural. Gertrude? Hey. Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. I didn't expect to see you in the convent grounds today. What brings you up here? God bless you, sister. I was hoping you could help me with the Rathaus mural. Oh? Did you need more paint? I believe I have enough galls stored away. No thank you, sister. I have more than enough paint. I actually wanted to ask you about the history of Kearsarge. I'd like to include the Abbey's founding and the history of Tassing saints to the Rathaus mural. I wrote to Reverend Matthews since he lived at the Abbey, but wanted to see the place firsthand. Ah, Brother Matthew became a reverend, did he? He was always suited to such a role. But I don't suppose that's what you came up the hill for. You're curious about the saint's history, yes? Yes, I was hoping you could show me around the convent and tell me about its history. The poor Clares don't allow outsiders within the convent, even other women. Mother Francisca wouldn't like anyone coming in with such a worldly concern. I understand. However, Mother Francisca always welcomes those who are considering joining the order. If a young woman sincerely considered joining the convent, she may be allowed to enter and observe the sisters. Who knows what she may discover while contemplating the holy life, Ah, yes, I see. Touring the convent will take some time. Would you like to go see Mother Francisca now? Yes, let's go. Mother Francisca, I'd like to introduce Magdalene Druckerin. The printer's daughter, yes. God bless you, Magdalene. Father Thomas was told of your father's condition, and we pray for his recovery daily. Oh, thank you, Abbess. Such is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about? Sister Gertrude, you know our holy rules. Why bring young Mistress Druckerin to me? Forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world and is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid her in her spiritual search. She was encouraged by the idea. Right. Yes. I wonder that you've never come up to the Abbey before, Mistress Druckerin. If God is willing you to the convent, I am more than willing to help you fulfill that divine cause. What brought this change on? Why are you interested in joining the Poor Clares? I'm worried that helping my father running the shop alone and finishing the mural are too much for me. Ooh, so you know what would be best? Because this is like... She would say that this is like frivolous. Well, both of these would be frivolous, and this is a lie. But I think, Magdalene, you should not abdicate your worldly duties for fear of the unknown. However, I agree that working a printing shop and painting are not suitable duties for a woman. Thank God you have turned for us for help. It's no wonder you have felt overburdened by all of this. Please come, I am happy to tell you more of our order. A small convent used to be a part of the larger Curacao double monastery, as I'm sure you've been told by Sister Gertrude. However, the poor Clares live differently than the Benedictines that once lived here. We believe it is not ours to produce and live solely on the alms of the community of Tassing as they see fit to give. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the Church. We believe that the Lord called us into a life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you, Magdalene? I'm not entirely certain yet. I'd like to explore and look around and get a feel for the place. Magdalene, you must not have understood me. We are deliberately closed ourselves off from the world. I won't have a laywoman bothering the sisters from their duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne to show you our duties. Please take your time. When you have finished, please come find me, and we will discuss your decision to join. Finally, I thought she'd never finish. What? Truth here, fully. I'm not here to join the convent. I'm looking for references for a mural I'm painting in the Rathaus. Where are we going first? The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the aquarium, the chapter house, the yard, and the old workshop, though nobody uses the old shed anymore. I'll leave it to you to decide where to go first. To the aquarium. Here's the aquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go outside of the world, or into the outside world either. Like Mother Francisca said, isolation is part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into town sometimes, and even talk to men on occasion. I'm stuck here, staring at the walls for the rest of my life. Hmm. Doesn't seem, I can't blame her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. Oh no. Huh. She could have chosen to stay here for some reason. Maybe I should encourage her in her vocation. Even I've had days when I never wanted to be a printer again. Maybe I can help her see the joys of monastic life again. I don't want to overstep my bounds, though. Hmm. You didn't always want to be a poor Clare sister? Ha! No, who would want to be a nun? My father promised me to the church as a baby. Some oath he swore when my mother struggled in her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped into the poor Clares the summer I turned 17. What the fuck? I'm so sorry, no one should be forced into a life they don't want. We daughters are born to bear our family's legacy. Between our legs or on our backs, it doesn't matter. Hmm. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers of the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. Hmm. I understand. I have more time. Do I try to identify, or will that just make her sad? That is the question. Let's commiserate. I remember the days of running around town. I wish I could have gotten married. I wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Margaret. At least they see something of the outside world before they were 20. Hmm. If you could do anything else, what would it be? I would have liked to go to one of the big cities at least once. I would have been happy just to be a shopkeeper's wife. Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. Kitchen. This is the kitchen. There's not anything that interesting here. Sister Marie and Sister Isabeau take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? I'm learning more about the convent's history so that I can finish a mural in town. I see. This kitchen has been used for decades, longer than I've been alive, to be sure. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I can't bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Isabeau has graciously taken on that task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of St. Francis. To cause suffering to any living creature is unnecessary and evil, even if God granted Adam and Eve dominion over animals. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though some nights, a ghost appears to me by the cook fire, a lost spirit trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Marie, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. What made you think you saw a spirit, sister? The figure rose through the very ground we stand on at visuals not a fortnight ago. Dawn and dusk are the hours when the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are weakest. We may be new arrivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath this foundation centuries before. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God now that it rests on holy ground. A Roman spirit might be a great addition to the mural. I don't know that the council would approve, though. It breaks my heart to think the spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? It's better not to get Sister Marie too upset. Of course, God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. Alright, let's giddy on up out of here. Hello, Margaret. It's Magdalene. Oh, Magdalene, God bless you. You don't normally come to the convent alone. What brings you here? Not that you're not alone, or you're not welcome, of course. It's always wonderful to have visitors. I had some spare time. I thought I would say hello. Well, hello. Huh. It is good to hear your voice, though. I enjoy it when outsiders visit the convent. Do you miss the outside world much, sister? Yes, sometimes. I miss the other Benedictine monks, especially. She'd never admit it, but Sister Lisbeth had the most wonderful voice. I always stood next to her if I could. Why stay then? Why didn't you leave when the other Benedictines left Curacao? Ah, truth be told, I was frightened to leave. Curacao is my home. I didn't like the idea of becoming accustomed to a new place. learning the convent's ins and outs was hard enough. I never went outside the convent much anyway. I know where everything is here, even if it has changed over the years. Sister Gertrude had already planned to stay too. The garden always needed tending. Two hands make light work. Besides, I can't leave Mousefanger behind. Kearsarge is a wonderful place to call home. Has the convent changed very much since the poor Clares arrived? Yes. The food is simpler, and some of the prayers are different, but all the chores and the gardening is the same. Gertrude misses making ink for the scriptorium, but I have enjoyed learning the sisters' new customs. Speaking of which, I should probably return to my chores. Of course, sister. Apologies for interrupting. Not at all, Magdalene. God bless you. To the chapel. This is the chapel where we all gather for Mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent, and the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it has represented the abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was a Burgfried long before the structure became a monastery. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tassing from the attacks of spirit and steel for generations. A noble history, comparable to Aeneas' founding of Rome, truly. Ha! I don't know about that, Magdalene, but I certainly know it was an endeavor to construct this place. There's Latin here, too. God called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Lord Kearsarge's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. Well done, Magdalene. Yes, the first lists the Abbey's founding date. The Lady Kearsarge was actually the one to suggest the old castle be turned into a double monastery. We added the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting. Even if the sisters were not here, some record of what occurred would remain. Kearsarge is unique. A double monastery with two saints, one male and one female, to guard the town and the abbey. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire. Many things have been built and torn down on this land over generations. Who knows what else used to be here? You were right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the Rathos. Then I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Yeah. Now we go outside. Brr, it's colder today. There's not much in the yard that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built onto the monastery. Oh, God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne, God bless you. Ugh, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you'd have seen her. Sister Benedicta is the youngest of the sisters. Mother Francisca only allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. Burden, more like. I have to run around everywhere, gathering all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent, anyway? Just snooping. I'm snooping. Mother Francisca said I could look around. Oh, don't let me get in the way then. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home, and I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I like to help with the older sisters, and I don't mind the chores, except when it's cold like this. One more question, Sister Benedicta. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No. Everything's been normal recently. I haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's Mauritius himself. Oh no. So there is a ghost in the Abbey? Well, I haven't seen anything myself, but if there is a ghost, I like to think that it's Mauritius. Don't tell Father Francisca about this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. It said a Roman commander named Mauritius conquered Tassing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. I wonder if this is a different retelling. Oh, maybe. I don't remember if the book mentioned any saints. The Latin was hard to read. Anyway, when Sister Marie said she saw a ghost, I thought it must be Mauritius, trying to get us out. A Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, could he? What did you do with this book, sister? Oh, well, I had it with me in the kitchen one day and accidentally laid the fire poker on it. Well, that's unfortunate. I tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. That's alright. The book probably would have gone unread otherwise. I'm glad you were enjoying it. Besides, that gives me ideas for the Rathaus mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Father Francisco. God bless you, sister. And God bless you. There's a ghost. Cough. The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine sisters' workshop. We used to make badges and art for pilgrims coming to see the hand of St. Moritz. Looks like everything's just been left here for after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on painting, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. Ooh, that feels... But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. I agree, but that's not the rule of the poor Clares. Father Francisco considers art a temptation into hedonism. Mother Francisca doesn't let us come in here unless to put something in storage. I've come a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing, paint pots too. Big as the ghost Sister Marie was talking about? Whatever Sister Marie thinks, I don't think spirits can enter holy ground. Besides, what would a ghost need with dried up paints and brushes? Good point. It's probably something else. In any case, I think it's sad the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you were trying to do here anyway. Gertrude talks about you, and you seem to love art. Without it, you'd hate it here. It's valuable paint, left to dry and crack on the palettes. It's old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. Looks like a scrap from a manuscript. It's something written in Latin in the margin. The Mithraeum of Tassing had been destroyed by a flood. Mithraeum. That's the same word I saw in the Roman section of the mine. Wait, this might be from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithraeum. I don't know. It's not a word I've ever heard before. There's nothing in the convent by that name. Well, the note says the Mithraeum was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much now. Old badges. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? understand the appeal of a small life. It offers its own freedoms from the world, even if I'm not drawn to it. That's true. We aren't bound by the worries and thoughts of the world. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you should have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should go. Oh, God. Your family just left you here. You don't owe the sisters anything. Ooh. I do, though. I mean, I think either thing would be fine. Especially if she talks herself into it. As she seems to be doing right now. I do, though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me and I love them. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows? Maybe it will get better in time. I mean, that's totally true. Maybe. I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful, so long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. I learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Come, let's find Mother Francisca. Why do I keep saying Father? She'll want to hear what you thought of the place. Well, Magdalene, what's your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to life with us as a sister? Hmm. I'm definitely not answering that way. Hmm. I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. Of course, I understand. Caring for your father is in itself a noble path. But if your heart leads you back up the hill, the doors of the convent are always open to you. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of an old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I can see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Ah, Magdalene, how did your little expedition go? I learned a lot from seeing the Abbey. I have a good idea of what I'll depict in the mural now. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tassing and moved on. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Kearsarge was running out of money and patrons. The riot and the fire were simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. I doubt you'd find anything of help for your mural inside other than charred wood and parchment. Still might be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene, I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. I want to explore the old abbey. The son of Mousefanger. Oh my god. It's Mousefanger and a little kitten. Wonderful. Well, that was... I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Kearsarge, and that description from the manuscript. The Mithrium. It was like the one in the mine. Is that part of the history of the Abbey of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Oh, baby, we're going in there. Aw, spooky mode. My god, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. I'll have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past. Absolutely. No shit. Well, I fucked it. Can't get back up there. If I climb, it might collapse further. I'll have to find another way out. Up the vines? There's nothing left of the old staircase. I guess I can't go this way. Unless... Vines go all the way to the top, though. They look sturdy enough to hold my weight. There's no other way out. I can see all of Tassing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. Let's go, baby! Oh god. I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby, but I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. It doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Oh, Magdalene, how are you gonna get out here? These roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. I'm glad something beautiful is still growing here. Cemetery. I wonder if there are always this many cats in the Abbey. Perhaps I can ask Voislav what he remembers during his time here. Bet. place is a mess. How sad. The door is stuck, I can't get through. Chapter house. Oh, somebody's desecrated this. That's wild, actually. An old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. A dance of death? Wait, these figures look new. The paint can't be more than a few years old. Somebody's been adding to this. This feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the dance of death, and why? These look like people from the town, from here, people who died. That must be the Baron. That's Otto. Wait, is that... Someone's here. No? Who are you? Oh god. A horrible conspiracy. Oh no, Mahler. Wait, was that my little pocket boy? Surely not. The door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left of the Abbey. I want to get out of here. Nowhere to go but here. When did it start snowing? I should get back to the Wrath House and get back to work. Let's go to the shrine. Nothing here. It is snowing. Was it farther up the road? North Town? Alright, I think I will stop right here, and we'll continue on afterward. Thanks for watching.